Hello, book lovers, and thanks for listening. I post new chapters every week. If you like my work, please remember to like and subscribe to help me build my channel. The Stillwater Girls by Minka Kent. Narrated by Jennifer Schafer. Chapter 9. Wren. The dip of my bed and pull of my blanket stir me from a deep winter sleep, and a dream that I was quite enjoying because it was nothing like this cold, dark cabin. Mama was there, and Evie. It was warm, and we were playing Ring Around the Rosie outside. But the more I come to, the more that dream disappears from my memory, and the more I'm aware of the fact that we are still alone. Sage's body slides next to mine, followed by the repositioning of the layers of quilts, and then her arm wraps over my body, her fingertips icy. A small shiver runs through me until I get warm again, or at least warm enough. I tug the covers around us, running my hand along her shivering arm, but the lack of goosebumps tells me she isn't cold. She's scared. Someone knocked on our door last night. We waited 2 hours before so much as looking out the window, and when we were sure the visitor had left, I ran to the henhouse, knife in hand, to retrieve the shotgun. It was a 60-foot sprint there, and another 60 feet back, and while I didn't take time to check things out, it didn't seem like anything had been disturbed. Perhaps we were imagining the knock. Perhaps it was the pop and crackle of the fire timed just so, or maybe an animal used our door as a scratching post. It isn't long before the faint snores of my sister fill my left eardrum, and I find myself jealous of her once again. As fatigued as I've been lately, I still struggle to fall asleep some nights, having to stare at the ceiling and count the ticks of the clock on the wall until I can't focus any longer. Some nights I've counted well past 2,000. Used to be I'd stay up and draw beside the fire on nights I couldn't sleep, but I wore my graphite pencils down to stubs, and we ran out of sketching paper shortly after Mama and Evie left. Sometimes I want to draw so badly my fingers ache. Those nights are pure torture. Pulling in a frigid breath, I let it go and watch the clouds that form around me. Pitching myself up carefully, I rub my blurry eyes and try to focus on the dying fire in the hearth across the room. Sage forgot to tend the fire before bed. Again. Flinging the covers off us, I grab a couple of small logs and a poker, and somehow, in my sleepy haze, I manage to revive the fire. Sliding my hands together, I place my palms towards the heat, and when I can no longer see my breath in the dark, I return to bed. "I'm sorry, Wren," Sage whispers, eyes half shut. "It's okay. Go back to sleep." I climb in beside her and press my body against hers, tucking my arm under hers. Sage's hair smells like Mama's milky lavender soap, and while I should find comfort in that, it only makes me miss her more. Closing my eyes, I try again to fall asleep. Only the moment I get comfortable, 3 knocks at the door fill our space. I'd have almost thought I was having a bad dream if it weren't for Sage sitting up in bed, her eyes wide as saucers. She pulls the covers to her chin, trembling, and when she tries to say something, I clap my hand over her face, silencing her. The knocks fill our cabin once more, this time harder, faster. "I know someone's in there." The visitor's voice is deep, muffled by the wood that separates us, but I'm startled into action the second he pounds his fists against it a third time. Springing out of bed, I make a run for the shotgun above the door. Positioning the step stool in front of the door, I climb up, balancing myself as I reach for the gun. If this stranger, this intruder, dares to step foot inside our home, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. I have to protect Sage, our home, our belongings, our life, or what's left of it. My fingertips barely graze the metal barrel when the lock on the door gives and it swings open, knocking into me, and I lose my footing, toppling to the wooden floor, no gun in hand. A gust of winter wind fills our home, and Sage screams. There's a man in our house. End of chapter 9.